Game Club, where we are here only talking about video games.
Yes.
Not other stuff.
Not other stuff at all.
Guys, I got a corgi
Definitely not
shirt.
comparing airports.
It's a
I
cool
got a
shirt.
Punisher shirt.
I got a Raptor
We're very
shirt.
gray. We're team gray over here.
I got a
Yeah.
static.
Well, you make up for it with the pants. I don't really have the.
He's also Team Gray.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, look at that.
Team Navy.
You have a gray city on your shirt.
That's true.
Rapture's gray.
That's true.
All right. Video games.
Video
I'm so
games,
excited
Game
about
Club.
this one.
We're here to talk about Papers, Please. Quite possibly the pinnacle of video game achievement.
I agree.
One of
Absolutely.
the greatest video games ever made.
If I were going
Hands
to have
down.
a museum, this would be in it.
Right.
I'm missing something, aren't I? I've played this game, and it's fine, but great. I would not go so far as to say greatest game ever.
I would like to say that
it's
you
like a
played-
workplace stress simulator.
You played this game a step removed because I asked Ashley all the things like, did you help the lady who the guy was gonna kill her? Like, what about the soldier that wanted his love to come? And she's like, nah, I didn't have the right paperwork. Nah, that guy had the right paperwork. I let him in.
You played
She had,
100% by the rules?
100% by the rules.
Here's the thing: is I'm not good enough at my job to be able to get away with the scot-free on one or two intentional errors. I make too many unintentional errors. Like, oh, you got everything right, but the picture wasn't quite right. Nope, now you're in trouble. So, I'm going through. I have to go to the map and make sure everyone's city is fine and that their date of birth is right and they haven't expired and the picture is right and they've got their permits and all this stuff. That's enough. I don't need to be dealing with their shit. They need to get their paperwork in order.
Oh, I felt like I always let the girl. I've played probably 100 times. I've done all the different, a bunch of different brands. It's definitely not all of them.
There are 20, I think.
But I
total endings.
always let the girl in. Always.
You mean the girl that thinks she's gonna get killed?
No, the girl the soldier comes in and gives you the heart locket.
the
and she's
soldier's
like,
lover.
Please let my love in, and I always let her in.
Just FYI, there's
Oh,
also
really?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
remember there's the husband and wife, and the husband comes and he's like, yes, and he's like, my wife is right after me. No, she got
She
sent
got to
back.
go.
You gave her the boot?
I
I
never
gave her
let
the
the wife
boot.
in.
I never let her in
never
either.
let that
I
wife in.
never let her in.
Never.
Why not?
Sorry, bitch. Your story didn't touch my heart.
You're out.
Wow. All right, look.
Do we need to? We don't need to explain what the game actually is, right?
Well, I think we
People-
probably should
could easily do it.
for those who are watching without playing the game. It's a paperwork simulator where you're basically drafted into service. As far as I could tell, I just got a letter one day saying, "Hey, you now
You've
work
been
at
gifted
border."
a
Hey,
job.
yeah, it's
You
a
say
job.
thank you.
Right, and again, so I'm going to do my job,
Right.
and I'm going to do it correctly, except when I do it
You
incorrectly,
are-
unintentionally.
So you
Bringing
play-
glory to Arstotzka. You're an Arstotzkan border patrol officer. You check people's papers. You get new rules each day, give or take every day, that make it a little bit more complicated. People present their paperwork, and then you decide if it's valid or not valid according to the rules you've been given. Now, there are some things that come along, like political things that happen that change the rules. Like you can't let anybody in from this country, or you can't, people have to have a new piece of paper or stuff like that, or they have to have a vaccination record.
Work
Gets
permit.
crazy. Right, everyone gets
card.
upset about immigrants taking all the jobs, so then they add these work permits, or then there's a terrorist attack, so you can't let anyone in from this
certain
country
country.
today.
Yeah.
I like, by the way, that ban is only for a day.
And then they're all
And then
good.
it's cool.
Well,
We
but
worked it out.
then you become like judge, jury, and executioner literally at one point, because you have the ability to unlock a gun and shoot people as they make a run for it. You have to.
You have to,
You
yeah.
have to.
That's way more exciting than I ever imagined. Border, I'm used to flying. You go up, and then they go, "How long are you gonna be here?" How long? What are you doing? I'm just visiting. All right, go along. And then you're out. I never thought they got to shoot people. That's way
little
more
did you
exciting.
know all the intrigue going on the other side of the desk.
I was gonna say maybe the next time you go, you should say glory to Arstotzka. Don't do that. They won't let you in
No.
anywhere if you say glory to Arstotzka.
No.
No.
Look, this game is absolutely, there's so many wonderful things about being a parent. This game encapsulates all the worst parts of being a parent.
Okay.
You fill out a lot of extra forms. You got to remember a lot of minutia, like Sally's going to the doctor today, but not Thursday. You got to fucking pay a lot of money.
Every other day she's not going to the doctor.
Look, our soccer, she's got soccer Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sally doesn't even exist.
Today,
There's no
you're
Sally.
not going to the doctor.
I'm not going to the doctor.
You gotta remember that. I'm
There's
not
all
going
the
to the
things
doctor today.
I got to remember all these rules and schedules, and everybody's got a sad story. Got to fill out a bunch of paperwork.
Stories do your kids sad.
I mean, they're real low-level sad stories right now. They're like, oh, I got
Look,
pushed on
little-
recess. It's different than my husband's behind me, please let him in, or the death squads will take him.
Yeah,
It's
little,
different.
Little kids are pretty big on the sad story.
It's true. They always got a sad
They've always got
story.
a story about like how they got this scrape and how terrible the whole thing was. You know, they fall down a little bit and suddenly it's just tears everywhere.
Worst thing in the world.
Tears
No.
everywhere.
This is
Just
all of
left
those
and right.
things. And I got to manage their finances of my poor, starving,
Oh, we
freezing
haven't even
family.
talked about
Yeah, we haven't
that.
talked about that yet.
So yeah, every day at the end of the day, then you get your money and you have to decide how to allocate it for your. Basically, you're budgeting for your family between food, rent, warmth, and medicine.
And they have to go hungry and cold a lot if you want to be able to keep your
The world
rent
is
money.
hard.
That's not true.
If you go into debt, your game is over
No,
immediately.
you just have to get really good at the
yeah,
game.
once
and
you've played it a bunch, I was upgrading my apartment. I was doing
How?
all sorts of
I'm
crazy
just rolling
shit.
in cash.
Yeah.
It's like
Do you get
too.
more money?
You don't know. You just have to.
You just do
what
it
you do is
faster.
you
Each
just
time you do someone, you get money for that.
Yeah,
you
so
just start
get-
to
get,
realize
like-
goals.
you get,
You're like, if
was
you
it
do
like
like
$5 a person or something like that?
Is
that
that
you
what
get
it is?
through?
Okay.
And that's how you determine how much you make. So you want to do it as quickly as possible. I just can't, and also be detail oriented.
I will
What-
say
Well-
that there is an issue sometimes with this game of it not telling you how to do certain things. Like when you get the scanner for the first time, I had to look it up online to find out how to actually use the scanner.
That's interesting. I didn't have any trouble with that, but I had the same problem Ashley had. Actually, today I showed Ashley. She's like, they don't have something. How do I highlight that they don't have it? And you have to just click the
rule.
missing, the rule, and then the blank.
Just the
Yeah.
tape.
And
Yeah.
that was the one that I had the most trouble. I think I had
Me
to
too.
ask somebody else how to do that.
I have to figure that one out.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways that the game doesn't quite hold your hand. It tells you what it wants from you, but it doesn't tell you how to get from point A to point B. You're left to figure it out a lot, which in a way is actually kind of cool because you are a
Yeah.
drafted border patrol agent. That's
Right.
like you report to work and you have to do these things, but it doesn't seem like you've got any sort of real training.
I'm almost
So,
embarrassed to
that's
admit
cool.
that I have a custom
no.
macro set for my Naga
Oh my
Can't
god.
do
for
that.
like
For
tab
what?
for tab and spacebar to pull out the approved, denied, and for
Yeah.
discrepancy detected. That way, I don't have to like move my hand. It's like I'm very quick with my mouse movements.
That's nice.
And that's how I can afford rent and
Yeah.
heat and an upgraded
Oh.
apartment.
So you get all your
Speed.
nice things.
Yeah.
I
Daddy
will
Warbucks
say,
over here.
I will say that I got screwed. I was really pissed off the first time I got screwed by having my kids' artwork on the wall. Because if you put it on the wall, at the end of each day, you can take it down, which is what I learned you should be doing. But I didn't do that, and a guy came and he yelled at me, and then it turned out later on he hated me because of that, and it was like a strike that I got, and then my game ended. And also, there was a guy who gave me a bribe, and there was no way for me to give the bribe back, and then I got investigated for having too much money and taken away.
I think you have to burn it.
Oh yeah, you do have the option to burn it at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah,
I
you
kept that
Well,
shit.
you should have burned it.
But you never know. It's like then are people going to ask why you're
Right.
starting fires? What's going
Right,
on?
that's the thing. You never know what's going to set them off.
So I looked through so there are 20 endings of this game. I looked
Ryan,
through all
I'm
of
sorry.
them.
You have something in your eyebrow. It's been driving me crazy this whole time. Okay, go
Am I
ahead.
good now?
Yeah.
All right. There are 20 endings to this game. Only like 2 of them are good.
Wow, what are the good ones?
So
I
one
don't
of
think I've
them,
ever gotten a good one.
I think you and your entire family can escape the country.
Oh, that's good.
And to do that, you have to have stolen passports. Basically, you illegally confiscate passports to another country, and you escape. I mean, the whole thing is kind of framed around. I guess the major subplot of the thing is that there's an organization that's attempting to overthrow the government.
The something eye, right?
It's Ezek, isn't it?
Ezek, yeah.
Oh, it has a little eye
Yeah.
symbol.
And there's a series of tasks that if you do for them can change kind of the course of the country. One outcome I think is that they do overthrow the country and you and your family are moved to a nicer.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
so that's the positive.
I've never had that one.
You can also all escape the country. And then there's like a sort of happy where you and maybe 1 or 2 of your surviving family members make it out.
Yeah.
I think I've
That's
had
the
that.
best option.
I've had
I've had
like an
that.
escape with some of my family.
I think I had an escape with a kid once.
And then
And I think you can
love-
get out.
yeah, and I think I want to say I sent my family out, but then I got
Yep.
taken away.
Yep, that's one of the options. And you get a message from the underground that is like, family's fine.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Sucks to be you. Yeah, we can't get you out. Like
Yeah.
you're screwed. I've gotten that one. And it's also like I remember getting caught trying to do stuff for the underhand organization. Like you get like a cipher and stuff, and like it's really cool.
Yeah,
but
some of that
I got-
stuff's really neat.
Yeah, I got caught trying to help them.
Man, all that stuff's way above my pay grade. I'm just gonna stamp my papers.
You played a totally different game. Ashley played like the buy the books. version of the game. Like secret organization, nope, burn it.
Yep, burn it.
I ain't got no time for that James Bond stuff. Get out of here.
Here's another question. How do you get rid of all those little strip club cards that people keep giving
I
you?
normally drag them off to the corner and just like hide most of it off the disc.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's a really important. That's probably the most important part of this game, which will help you get better things. Is figuring out efficient desk management.
Yep.
And figuring out like when
Look how
get
excited
stuff.
Gus
That's what
is.
there's the
Nobody
tagline for
is
the
so
game.
excited.
It's like
Do you love to figure out efficient desk management?
What is your workflow? When
Oh,
you
yeah.
receive a passport, where does it go? Where is your rule book? How do you access it? Do you know how many clicks to get between pages in the rule book? You like all of these little things and just figuring all that out. And the same thing with the strip club cards. It's like, how am I going to get rid of those quickly? And
Yep.
figuring out that process so that you can work.
I will say the only thing I never, ever, ever do, I always let go, is issuing city. It takes way too long. I figured out that it's so much faster for me to not worry about issuing city, and then I'll just take the ding if I need it, because I almost never use
Living
it.
on the edge.
Yeah.
I just memorized them.
Yeah,
I played the game so much.
some of them I'm like, I know that's wrong, but then like some of them will be sort of right, and I'm like, whatever, I just let it go.
You know
it
who
takes too much time.
You know who my favorite person is like this little old guy that
Oh,
keeps
that's
coming
fucking
by.
guy.
And he comes by and first he's like, passport. Arstotzka's too good. Doesn't need passports. Too good.
That
and you're
guy
like,
is
nope,
annoying
send him
as
away. And he comes
hell.
back with one that's like
Did it
hand
in
drawn.
crayon, yeah.
I love
And
that.
you're like, no. And he's like, okay, you want good one. I'll come back with the good one. And he keeps coming back with all the wrong paperwork and like thinking you're really great for telling him no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
I love
you
him.
detain him?
No.
Because I eventually sent that asshole to the gulag.
Really?
You can't
I
do
had
that.
enough of him.
I thought
you
he
can
was
detain
a
him.
cute little old man.
I
I
think-
just kept sending him back to see what do you do next.
If you play along with him long enough, eventually, sometimes he can give you a lot of money.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, I just locked him down the first chance I had.
See, Meg, you didn't
and he's
need to be
like,
taking
no,
bribes,
why
just
you
do it by the
detain me?
book.
And I think when he's doing detain, he's like, you still good guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I do love that if they don't have a passport, you have a special slip that you pull out for denying them access.
Yeah.
You still have to stamp something.
well, and there's sometimes that if you don't highlight the discrepancy and you just deny them, it'll say like you didn't
Issue a reason.
didn't like issue a reason, which is really annoying. So I'm like, I know I'm right.
Oh no, I just send them on their way.
Yeah.
I keep getting
Well,
dinged.
Well, you
apparently
still
you
have to do
say
that.
why, yeah.
Yeah, you get to a point where you have to like issue a denial reason.
Yeah, and then it's also, and I think that's around the time when you deny the diplomat.
Yeah.
And then that's when like all of that like comes into play.
That stuff happens.
Really fun game. I think
Really
if you
fun
do
game.
one playthrough, it probably doesn't take more than 2 hours, maybe.
You could die a lot faster
Yeah,
than
you
that.
can die. I would say your first playthrough is probably going to last 20 to 30 minutes, if that.
Yeah, and but like tons of replay value. I
Yeah.
highly recommend this game. I don't know how much is it on Steam. Like $10 or
It's
something?
$10.
Yeah,
So-
totally worth the $10.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say it's worth 10. It's fun. It's weird. It's a little bit slow to get going,
Ryan's
so give it a
going
minute because it's really confusing when you first start.
Yeah.
Like when you get it, I didn't know how to open anything or how to use the desk area, or I was like, oh, shutters open, great, nobody's coming in, why not? And figuring
you
out
have to
all that
hit
stuff.
your
So because
microphone.
none of it's really explained to you, so give it some time. It's a little bit confusing at first, and it's kind of slow going, and then it gets better. You can deny a lot of people entry to the country.
Yeah.
And I think it's available on just about every platform
Yeah,
now.
I played it on
Yeah.
iPad and on Steam.
I mean, I'd say you only drop the $10 if you're a big fan of the pure distillation of gameplay mechanic of doing repetitive tasks and attention to detail.
Yeah, it really is stressful.
Pants
You know
lying
what though?
over
It's like
here.
if you're looking for like a brain age type game of like you need to train your brain and be able to like multitask and pay attention to detail and do all this sort of stuff. It's actually not bad for that. But it's like I feel like that's
Alright, you
less of
sold
a
me a
game
little.
and more of like brain exercises at that point.
You've sold
I
me
mean,
a
look
little
at the
with
big
that
brain on
description.
Gus.
You finally put it in a light where like, oh, okay, I can see how that might be useful. Like, it was, okay, attention to detail, quick thinking, analytics. All right, from that point of view, maybe.
So you're gonna let your kids start playing it?
I mean, Eli wouldn't let anybody in the country.
Deny.
I don't like your face.
Oh,
Denied.
That reminds me. There was when the game came out on iPad. It's not available on iPhone, but when it came out on iPad, there was some hubbub because it got denied initially by the App
Yeah.
Store because of the body scanner.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Too
nudity.
nude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
get like
Toned it down.
There's a checkbox for nudity.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
I wish I'd turned that nudity checkbox off.
Yeah, you never
I think it's
really want to see
hilarious.
what's
It
going
is
on.
not good
And the
stuff.
faces never match the bodies. They're like
Yeah.
always really strange.
I think it's just like they have one body that they just like
Yeah.
change the faces on.
Oh.
It's so funny though.
Well, and it's weird because you end up just like you have to weigh people and like I love it. I also love Haywood Like everybody says over and over and over again. So whenever Gavin's like ordering me to do something, sometimes I'll be like, Hyacinth.
I occasionally feel awkward making judgment calls about like male or female. Like,
Yeah.
all right, and then you get the scanner, like, scan them. Like, okay. Oh. All right, Karen. You're dude.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Well, should we consult
Let's see
the
what we're gonna play
cylinder
next
of
week.
selection?
Let's do it.
Summon the cylinder. We need to have like a horn or a trumpet. Who's gonna pick
All
it?
right.
All right, you gonna pick it?
What was that?
That was the cylinder.
That was like Joey from Blossom.
Joey
Whoa.
from Blossom.
Isn't that his name, Joey?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ashley's having a lot of fun.
That's a good spin.
Make the spin work for you.
All right.
All right. This week we're gonna play. This is a community.
You have to get to the mic.
All right.
Bye, cylinder.
This week we're gonna play community suggestion Westerado.
Westerado.
Westerado. I'm
I think
looking
I've
it up
played
right now.
this one before. It was an Adult Swim game or something.
Oh,
right?
is this the HBO show where you have to be naked and
It's an
contort to a
online game.
table?
It is Adult Swim.
Yeah, I've played it before.
When a dastardly bandit kills your family, you saddle up with your 6 guns to bring the murderer to justice. There's a new mystery to solve every time you play.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I'm wearing
played
a
it.
Punisher shirt. That works out.
I think like 4 years ago or something. Like,
And it's looks like it's on Steam as well.
yeah, that's definitely it.
Westerado double-barreled on Steam.
The first one says free online game from Adult Swim.
Yeah.
The one on Steam says $14.99. I'm all about the free one.
Let's do the free one.
All right, we'll do the free
Free
one.
one.
All right, so
Free
we're gonna do
one.
the free
Flash.
online game version from Adult Swim.
Yeah.
All right.
We should click on it and make sure that we can actually play it.
Hold on.
That way, yeah.
Let's check. It says to dim the lights. We're gonna get romantic.
Well,
If it-
revenge
never
takes
mind.
Maybe.
does its best in the dark.
I forget that the Wi-Fi is terrible right here. All right, well, we'll figure it out. We're going to play Westerado.
Westerado, not by the way Westerado Poker, which is another one.
Not Westerado.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you
Bye,
guys next
everyone.
time. Hi.